G'day guys, Shirty here. Welcome back to No Man's Sky. The Omega expedition is back and there are some awesome rewards on offer, not the least of which is this little beauty, the Starborn Runner. There's also some really cool Atlas customizations for your character, including a helmet, rocket pack and this multi-tool staff. And these are just a few of the rewards that you can earn. At any rate, whether you're a new player or a seasoned veteran, this video will show you how to quickly achieve every single milestone and breeze through the expedition. Now this guide is all about efficiency and not wasting unnecessary hours or resources, so follow along with me and we'll have 21 milestones complete by the first rendezvous. I hope you find this guide helpful, and if it does help and you enjoy the vid, please drop it a like and subscribe to see more. Thanks for watching and let's get into it. Now first, as always, I highly recommend you make sure that your PvP is turned off in the settings, and if you're not playing with friends, turn off multiplayer as well. So let's head on up to the Anomaly. Now you can start the expedition with a fresh save, but I prefer to use an existing one and start here at the expedition terminal. And the reason for this is simple. Starting here allows you to take items with you, including a copy of your ship and your multi-tool. Now once you open the terminal, you can load up your supplies. You can take up to 8 items of tech with you and 24 items in the inventory. This is pretty much what I take on every expedition, mainly just basic resources and some supplies for my ship. Tech-wise, I recommend bringing an advanced mining laser, some rocket boots and any other particular exosuit upgrades that you might want. Now as money is a thing, I also bring tainted metal to refine into nanites, and I have some items that I can sell at a space station to earn a few million credits. But don't worry if you don't have these, I will show you in the expedition how to easily earn more than enough of both. Now it's up to you if you bring your ship in multi-tool, because it does cost nanites, but just like the resources, bringing these allows you to avoid a lot of the grind, and keep more rewards and upgrades to take back to your main save. Now there's a little combat in this expedition, so a well-equipped multi-tool will be very handy, and I always bring a ship, mainly for the inventory space advantage it gives you. Managing inventory space is always a juggle on an expedition, so a ship with all the cargo spaces unlocked completely removes this as an issue. Again, don't worry if you are new and don't have much, if anything at all, to bring. Everything you need, I'll show you how to find. So rightio, let's get into it.
Commencing Airless system suit initialization. Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online. Aerial propulsion jetpack online. Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
And for this expedition, we start off here on this beautiful looking planet. First thing I suggest you do is start scanning everything as you move around mining some basic resources. You need to scan 8 animals for a milestone, but if you need nanites, this planet allows you to make an excellent start. Scanning every animal type on this planet was super easy to do, and a 2,750 nanite starting bonus should be all the incentive you need. And while you're at it, make sure to scan some plants. You need to scan 6 to make your first milestone. Now as you move around mining stuff, keep an eye out as both the Sentinels and the animals here will attack you. The animals are easy enough to kill with your mining laser, so don't stress too much about those. But if you do trigger the Sentinels, I'd recommend just running away, at least until you have a multi-tool equipped enough to deal with them. As for resources, here's a list of what I'd suggest you collect. You won't need a huge amount, especially if you're bringing resources through at the Anomaly. Keep an eye out for both copper and sodium deposits. You're going to need both, but the sodium deposits are an extra bonus, and this allows you to save a heap of time by not having to look around everywhere for yellow flowers. Also look out for wheat and sweet root. You will need these for a later milestone, but you won't need much. Now this expedition also requires you to unlock some technologies at the Anomaly, so also grab some salvage data from these buried technology modules. Okay, as you scan around, also keep an eye out for buried mineral formations or buried caches. Collect 3 in total and collect your next milestone. Now if you see these stones as you wander around, interact with them to learn some words. This is also a later milestone. And finally, look out for anything you can sell on your travels, like pearls, vortex cubes that you find in caves, and so on. Now after you've collected some resources, head on over to your ship and interact with the terminal. Then inspect the ship and see what you can repair.
Component repaired. Technology repaired.
You'll need some pure ferrite to fix the thrusters, which you can easily refine from ferrite.
Technology recharge.
Also refine some of the pure ferrite into magnetized ferrite. You'll need that as well. Repair the thrusters, and that's all you need to do with the ship for the moment. Our next milestone is to repair the multi-tool, and we need to refine some sodium into sodium nitrate. Repair what else you can, then use the sodium nitrate and collect the milestone.
Technology repaired.
Okay, as you can see, we've already found 6 of the 11 animals on the planet, and all the remaining animals are found in the ocean. One is only found in the south. So hop in your ship and head south until you find an ocean. I landed on the nearest island. As soon as I got underwater, it took less than 30 seconds to scan 2 fish. Also keep an eye out for salt, you will need this for a later milestone.
Units received. Units received.
And collect your next milestone. Now just to show how easy it is to get the nanites on this planet, I kept scanning for the 3 remaining fish, and no kidding, within 2 minutes it was done.
Units received.
You can see how far from my ship I had to go to scan the 5 fish I needed. So back to shore and upload your animals to collect a very easy 2,750 nanites. And don't forget to collect your milestones from the expedition menu. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is leave the planet and head on up into space. Find some asteroids, there were some just off the planet where I was, and shoot 30 for your next milestone. I'd also suggest shooting up a few more asteroids to build up a little supply of tritium for your ship and some gold and extra silver. Use the silver to repair your last slot in the multi-tool.
Technology repaired.
Now once that's done, look around and find this planet in this system. Head on over and land anywhere. And collect your next milestone. Now, first thing to do is whip out your camera and take a good photo. Now make sure you go to phase 3 and check you've completed 1 of 3 of the Grand Tour milestone before leaving the planet. Okay, once that's done, jump in your ship, head back into space and look around for our next planet. It's the hot one. Head on over and land. And again, take out your camera and take another photo, check the Grand Tour milestone and make sure you've now completed 2 of 3. As you can see in the footage, just by chance when I was landing, I came across this ancient ruin. I knew this is involved in a later milestone, so I landed to check it out. Now you can do this later in the expedition if you want, or you can just go to the coordinates of the one I found. If you want to find one for yourself, you'll need an alien cartographic chart, which you get from the map dealer at a space station. Pop the map and look for a ruin or a plaque, go interact with it and seek knowledge of the past. This will give you the location of an ancient ruin for this milestone. But here are the coordinates to the one I found. So land here and select the Relic Hunter milestone, which is in phase 4. And we're looking to find 3 ancient keys which you'll need to unlock this large artifact crate. Just scan the ground and look for an artifact fragment. Dig down towards it and open the box and collect your first key. Scan again for another fragment, dig down to it and retrieve your second key. And repeat one more time for your third. Scan for the large artifact crate if you haven't found it already, and go unlock it with your keys. Now you also have some extra credits to go with your nanites. Collect the buried treasure and your next milestone. Okay, now it's time to build a base. You can do this anywhere, I just chose to go back to the nice planet we started on. So pick a nice spot and land. Go into your build menu and select the base computer and place it down. Then claim the base.
Base computer online.
Interact with the base computer again and collect the base parts. This is important, I've seen a few people missing this already. Forgot I get attacked everywhere here, just let me kill these. And of course I've triggered the Sentinels. Give me a sec, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I built on a hill and probably not the best place, and I have plenty of ferrite though, so I started by putting a foundation down. Next build your round room and put a door on it. Next build 2 straight corridors. If you don't want to waste ferrite like I do, just attach one to the other. And then build your second round room. Now head inside and build your hazard protection unit and a health station. You already got these from interacting with the base computer. Now I cut out all the next bit just to save some time in the video, but all you need to do is follow the milestone instructions in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Build 2 batteries and 2 solar power generators, hook them up and go back to your base computer and interact with it. Change the name of your base and collect the homecoming milestone. Alrighty, now once all that's done, we want to jump in our ship and head up to the space station to make some money. We're looking to sell some items that you've collected, as we need 5 microprocessors to build our hyperdrive. Now I picked up some pearls and got some vortex cubes, But you've also got that ancient treasure, and that's worth over 500k alone. Now get the microprocessors, and don't forget to buy some salt if you don't have any yet.
Product received.
Now install your hyperdrive, and don't forget to make some fuel and fuel it up. Little tip, don't fill it up like I did, as we're going to change ships fairly shortly. Now before you leave the space station, go around and talk to all the NPCs and learn a word of their language. You need to learn 12 words total and collect your milestone. Okay, now that's done, it's time to head to a new system and complete our next milestone. So hop in your ship, head out into space and open your galaxy map. Enter free look and look for this system. It's right next to our starting system and it's a dissonant one. Warp there and collect your next milestone. Now straight after that you'll get a communication from Nada inviting you to the Anomaly. So let's head on in. Land and go upstairs and talk to Nada. Go through all the dialogue options and collect your next milestone. Now's also a great time to go to the expedition terminal and collect some of your resources. At this stage I'm mainly interested in getting the tainted metal so I can make some nanites and get my ship and multi-tool for the next couple of milestones. You can also go here and unlock an extra inventory slot for your exosuit if you wish. Okay, so next stop is to leave the Anomaly and land on a planet to refine my tainted metal into nanite. If you've been scanning the animals on the planets we've already been to like I suggested, you should have more than enough to get your ship and multi-tool by now. You only need 5,000 nanites to get both. If you don't have the nanites yet, this is another super easy planet to scan all the animals on and get your nanite total. Once you have the nanites you need, go back to the Anomaly and collect your ship and multi-tool and the rest of your resources. Now your inventory space worries are over. Swap between your ships and move all your stuff into the new ship. And don't forget to collect any unclaimed milestones. I left a few till I got to my ship, so I'd have the room. Now before you leave the Anomaly, go up here in the back and go to the construction terminal. Shift through the menus and go to Illumination. And buy the ceiling light for 1 salvage data. You will need to do this for a later milestone. Now this one's very important, especially if you don't have a ship that you copied over. Go to the ship terminal and learn the indium drive for a blue system. This is also going to cost you some nanites, but you will need it for a later milestone. And if you're going to follow my guide the whole way, I'd also suggest getting the green emerald one, as you're also going to need this for a later milestone. Next, head over to the recipe terminal. You also need to learn the recipe for unstable gel, which you need for another milestone. This is going to cost you more nanites, as you need to unlock 2 to get to the unstable gel. I'd also suggest you learn the solar mirror, because you'll need that for another milestone later on as well. Now exit the Anomaly, and let's head back to Pentacon, the dissonant planet we were on before. I made sure to land next to an ocean so I could finish scanning the animals on this planet and show how easy it is to do for the newer players. Anyway, hopped in the water, and even though I needed a rare animal, the ocean is always super easy to find them. Took me just 3 minutes and I'd found all the animals I need. There's another 2,750 nanites, and just in those 2 planets is your 5,000 nanites for your ship and your multi-tool. Now needing nanites is a bit of a theme in this expedition, but as you've seen, it can be done pretty easy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is tick off another 2 milestones and get ourselves a new ship in the process. First thing to do is look around with your scanner and look for a dissonant resonator. There are always corrupted sentinels guarding them, and we need to kill 15 to get the milestone. First, kill the resonator. They're going to give you either an inverted mirror or an echolocator. The echolocators are rarer, but you will need one. Select the boundary failure milestone and have at it. Keep a good eye on your health during these battles. Even though I have a really good weapon and upgrades equipped, my exosuit has next to no upgrades, and some of these large spider things can hit pretty hard. If you need to, just run away and dig a hole. So in this battle, I do make a few mistakes here. As soon as you see a sentinel repairing the one you were shooting, I suggest killing the repair drone, then go back to your main target. As you can see, I didn't take my own advice and I'm just a hair's breadth away from dying here. If this happens to you, run away. However, I had faith in my weapon, if not my aiming ability, so I persisted.
Critical damage taken. Critical damage taken.
But no guts, no glory, and after killing the big spider, I collected the drops and got my health and shields back. And here's a couple of good game tips that most people don't seem to know. If you dig your hole into the ground, make some turns left and right every few meters. Sentinels can't navigate 90-degree turns very well, and this will stop them chasing you down there. Also, each time you escape them, the waves will reset. This makes it a lot easier to kill the 15 without having to trigger the higher waves that involve killing walkers and stuff like that. Once you've killed 15, dig a hole, rest, and collect your milestone.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Okay, next task is to get yourself a new Sentinel ship. As you probably saw in the combat footage, I found a camp, and that's actually what we're looking for. But I'm going to show you how to find one anyway. Now, if you haven't found the echolocator yet, just keep scanning for dissonant resonators and destroy them. It won't take that many to find one. Now, I always make a save point when opening maps out of habit, but it is a good habit to get into. Anyway, pop the echolocator map and it will show you the direction of a harmonic camp. As you can see, it's sending me to the one I already found. Now land and approach this terminal. First thing is to scan the memory registers. This will give you the code you need to unlock the terminal. Now if you're not my good friend Ghost, you should find this math pretty simple. Sorry, that's a bit of an inside joke here, but I couldn't resist. There is some tough equations here, but if you can figure out what 7 minus 2 is, 3 plus 8 is, and 11 plus 5 is, you will have the code you need. These numbers equate to the glyph number that you need to enter. They don't have to be in order, just pick the 5th glyph, the 11th glyph, and the 16th glyph. That's the last one, Ghost. You can do it, mate. Now lift the lockdown and go back into the terminal. I just unlocked a multi-tool seal to check it out and see if it was any good, but it wasn't. Back to the terminal, and the one we want is this one, locate dissonant spikes. This will give you the location to a crashed Sentinel ship. And before you leave, check all the wheelbarrows. They usually have some good stuff in them. Once you've checked all the wheelbarrows, jump in your ship and head on over. Land and interact with the Sentinel ship and remove all the items. Next, go into your inventory and select the ship's brain that you just got. Click on that and it will lead you to an ancient site. Hop back in your ship and fly on over. Interact with the terminal and present the brain. You'll see it has now turned a greeny blue colour. Once that's done, fly back to the crashed Sentinel ship and access the ship's inventory. And congrats, you're now the proud owner of a new Sentinel ship. This one is B class, so not too bad. And collect your milestone. Now I've got another little game tip here, mainly aimed at the newer players, but this method we just went through to find a Sentinel ship is an awesome way to get credits for your main save. Depending on their class, you'll get anywhere from 22 million to over 70 million for scrapping a ship. The B class one here should get me somewhere near 30 million. Now this reward we just claimed gives you some nice forbidden upgrades, and I highly recommend you also keep those for your main save, as they don't count towards your upgrade total and still give you a nice little stat boost. Also with this reward you got the cadmium drive, which enables you to go to red stars. Install this if you don't already have one. So next I headed up to the space station in this system, mainly to sell the loot that I brought with me and some other stuff I picked up along the way. I also went upstairs and sold some unwanted upgrades for nanites. While I was there, I picked up another inventory slot for my exosuit, since credits are no longer a problem. Okay, now time to make some more money. So I swapped my dock ship to the Sentinel 1 that we just picked up. Now before you do this, make sure you have the correct ship selected. Don't sell your good one by mistake. Ask me how I know. Anyway, head on over to the scrap dealer, begin the salvage analysis, and I picked up a cool 34.5 million credits for this B-class Sentinel ship. I also swapped the dock ship for the pink monstrosity and scrapped that for another 3 million. All you need to do now is go back to the shopping terminal and sell the parts that you just collected for scrapping the ships. This will give you the credits. Scrapping the ship will also give you some pretty average quality upgrades. You can go upstairs and sell those again for even more nanites if you wish. Okay, now it's time to head back to our base and we're going to collect another couple of milestones. To make life easy and save yourself some fuel, just go to the teleporter here at the space station, select your base and warp. Now because of where I built my base, I actually buggered this up a little bit and I had to move some things around, but I have plenty of resources so it's no big deal. So select the expansion milestone, and again, all you need to do is follow the instructions in the bottom right hand corner. We need to build 2 glass corridors and a glass dome. Now you get glass from refining silicate powder, and with all that tunneling we've been doing, you will have plenty by now. Next, place 3 wall screens on the walls. You also need to build an octo cabinet, a hexagonal table and desk chair, and finally the ceiling light. And collect the expansion milestone. Now go into your expedition menu and select the memento milestone. All we got to do here is build a wonder projector and you can place it wherever you like. And once again, collect the milestone. Okay, we're finally ready to leave our base, so say goodbye and head on up into space and open up the galactic map. And what we're looking for is this system here. Now it's a blue star and it's right near the first rendezvous, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Warp to the system and collect the blue expanse milestone. Now while you're in the system, look for this little moon. It's next to the ring planet. You'll see that it's got cactus flesh. We need this for another milestone. Head on over and land and look for the cactus. I'd suggest collecting all of it, as you can use this later for a different milestone.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Select the assembly required milestone and make the unstable gel, and collect your milestone. Now select the first rendezvous milestone, head on back into space, open the galactic map and warp on over there. As soon as you arrive, have a look around and look for this planet. It's the webbed one. Head on over to the planet and land and select the xenophile milestone. Now all you need to do is scan for the only animal on the planet. You'll find this little fella and collect the milestone. Now jump back in your ship and we're going to fly to the rendezvous planet. But before you go there, look for an ocean and land next to it. Now select the Fallen Giants milestone. And the first thing we need to do is build the sub that we got earlier. You'll need 4 crystal sulfide, which you can find easily enough here. And hopefully you got the salt I mentioned earlier. I left mine on the ship. But since I have aquajets installed on this one, it's not a problem. Now head down to the bottom and build your submarine. Next we need to install the high-powered sonar, so build the solar mirror if you haven't already. And install the sonar. You can use the sub to scan for resources if you need them, but we want to go into this menu and select Scan for Crash Freighters. This will give you the location that you need. Once you have it, you can abandon the sub and just fly straight to it. I use the sub just for fun because I don't drive these often. When you get there, go down to the terminal and interact with it. And collect the Fallen Giants milestone. Now just another game tip for the newer players, just in case you don't know this. All crash freighters have some hidden cargo vaults buried underground. All you need to do is use your scanner to locate them and dig them up. Somewhere among these buried ones, you'll usually find some really good upgrades, especially ones for your freighter as well, so well worth doing. And don't forget to collect your milestones from the expedition menu. Okay, at long last it's time to head to the first rendezvous. As you arrive, you'll see it's this big archive building. Move on inside and collect the milestone. And that's the end of phase 1, so don't forget to collect this milestone as well. And all up, that's 21 milestones complete at the first rendezvous. Now before we leave this planet, we want to scan some plants, rocks, animals, doesn't matter which. These scans contribute towards a community total, which will give you rewards at the end of the expedition. They do take time to complete as everyone needs to pitch in towards the goal, but in my experience they'll always be done by the time the expedition is over. Now this is important because if after finishing the expedition you wait to officially end it, you'll be able to log back in and collect these rewards for free. If you choose not to wait and end the expedition, you can still get the rewards. They will just cost you Quicksilver at the Quicksilver Merchant instead. Okay, when you've scanned a few things, select the Atlas Rises milestone in phase 2. Head on up to the Anomaly and go speak with Nada again. Now he's going to give you the location to the Atlas. Jump back into your ship and into space, open the galactic map and warp to the location. As soon as you get there, the Atlas will be in front of you. Fly in there, land, and head on up to speak to the Mighty One. Now I chose surrender and...
Commencing Atlas systems.
Next thing I know, I'm hurtling through space. You'll land on this freezing planet and collect the Atlas Rises milestone.
Protection falling.
Okay, so I just called in my ship, and the next thing to do is select the Reality Grains milestone. You should have all the ingredients, so fly up into space and make it. Then reveal the memory. Now all you have to do is start pulsing through space until you see this message, Anomaly detected. Exit the pulse drive and meet the jellyfish. Now use your Starship communicator to talk with him, and once that's done, collect your milestone. Okay, next thing we need to do is locate a black hole. Make sure you have the 2 infinity milestones selected and enter your galaxy map. Select the system with the black hole and warp to its location. You'll see the black hole right in front of you. Set a course and enter the black hole. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Now I came out here and straight into a freighter battle, and being the sort of traveller I am, and the fact that I've got a good ship, I gave them a helping hand with the pirates. You don't need to do this, and you can avoid these fights altogether by simply flying into a space station if you want. As soon as I dealt with the pirates, I headed towards the space station, and because I was no longer in combat, got the milestone. Okay, now I've seen a bit of confusion online about this, so here's a big tip. The black hole has taken you light years away from the expedition route. So unless you want to spend the next hour and maybe all your fuel warping back to it, simply go to the space station teleporter and use it to go back to the first rendezvous. You'll see here in the space station's menu that this one has Rendezvous 1 written on it. Select it and just warp back to the expedition route. All the hard stuff is done now, the rest is pretty smooth sailing from here. Go to your ship, make a save. Now select the second rendezvous milestone, head up into space, open your map and warp to the location. Head over to the planet and land, and you'll come down here at a portal. All you need to do is run up close to it and collect your next milestone. This is also the end of the second phase, so don't forget to collect this milestone from the expedition menu.
Protection falling.
We also have another community milestone here, so do your bit, scan a few things and add to the milestone. Once you've done that, let's select the unbounded milestone. Now to do this, we're going to need to create the memory of conquest. Now I didn't have the magnetized ferrite or the sodium nitrate made, so I landed on the nearest planet and just made some up with my refiner. You'll need a total of 66 magnetized ferrite and 33 sodium nitrate. Once that's done, make the memory of conquest. And same as before, we're going to head into space, we're going to reveal the memory, and engage your pulse drive and stop as soon as you see the anomaly detected message. And check out this cool firstborn monolith. And while you're at it, collect the milestone. Okay, now next select the Rendezvous 3 milestone and we're going to warp to that system. Head down to the planet again and land at the rendezvous point. This time it's a crash freighter. Now I got no idea how or why, but I'm missing some of the video of the collecting the milestone bit here, so I apologise for that. I do have vid of me sitting in my ship at the location and some more vid of me running around scanning some things for the community milestone here. At any rate, this will have to do. Okay, now I've been looking for an airless planet all along our route so we can complete the Grand Tour milestone. Along the way I've seen a few systems where somebody's renamed them to say there's an airless planet, but I've been there and checked and there isn't any. But I finally found one. Open up your galaxy map and look for this big green star system. Warp to the system and once you get there you will see this planet. You can also see that it's a lifeless planet. Lifeless planets are usually airless, so we're in the right spot. Head down to the surface and pose for a nice photo. And that should be 3 of 3 and collect the Grand Tour milestone. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is select the Hot Pursuit milestone. And in order to do this, we need to go to an outlaw system. Outlaw systems are pretty easy to find. They're the ones on the galaxy map and you'll see a little skull next to their name. Now pick any one you find, but this is the one that I went to. When you get there, head on into the space station and you want to go up and speak to the contraband agent. Now, you need to buy some black market goods, about 120,000 credits worth, so that you can sell those later. Hop back in your ship and select again the Rendezvous 3 system. As soon as you get there, turn straight into the space station so you can avoid any battles. Head up to the terminal and sell your black market goods. And collect the Hot Pursuit milestone. This is also the end of Phase 3, so don't forget to collect that milestone as well. Okay, so next we're going to exit the station and we want to head back to the Rendezvous 3 planet to complete our next milestone. Remember when I said early on to collect any wheat and sweet root? Now if you don't have any, don't worry. There's plenty of each on this planet, you'll just need to run around like me and find some. You don't need much at all. If you've still got plenty of cactus, you don't need to worry about the sweet root by the way, as we can use the cactus instead. Once you have a bit, select the palette cleanser milestone, and first we need to make a nutrient processor. This is really easy to make, you should already have all the ingredients you need. So build the processor and the first thing to put in is the wheat. Now you refine this and turn it into flour. Again, you won't need much. I just made 20 and that was way more than enough. Now we need to make some sugar, so you can use either the sweet root or the cactus. Now I'm going to show you the cactus one as it does involve an extra step. First refine the cactus flesh into cactus nectar. Then refine the cactus nectar to make sugar. Again, you won't need much. Next step is to put both the flour and the sugar in the processor, and you'll refine those two to make sugar dough. Now put the sugar dough back in and add any other ingredient. You can use almost anything, but I still had a heap of cactus, so I just put some of that in there. And these two ingredients will combine to make toothpicker cookies. I made 5 cookies and collected the milestone. Because he doesn't like cookies. Now we need to make a memory of bones, and to do this we need to go to a red star and mine some cadmium. Any red star will do. I went to this one, which is nearby. Pick a planet with cadmium and land on it. To make the memory of bones you need 99 cadmium, 66 dihydrogen and 33 ionized cobalt. Now I brought cobalt with me, so it's a very simple matter to just refine this into ionized cobalt. But the reason I chose this planet is because if you don't have any cobalt, this planet also has cobalt deposits. So mine up and refine what you need and make the memory of bones. Once you have it, same as last time, head up into space, interact with it to reveal the memory. And again, engage your pulse drive until you see the anomaly detected message. Jump out of pulse drive, talk to the anomaly. Collect your milestone. And man, this thing looks amazing. Now it's time to head to the next rendezvous. Select the milestone and open the galaxy map and warp to your next location. Land on the planet and it's another portal. Go up to the front and collect the milestone. This is also the end of phase 4, so don't forget to collect that milestone as well. And before we leave, again do your part for the community milestones and scan a few things around the place.
Units received. Units received.
Okay, next pick the fallen milestone in phase 5, and we need to head back into the anomaly and speak with Polo. Now Polo has given us the location to a breach in reality. So jump back in your ship and fly to the location on this planet. Go inside and speak to this bloke. Ask where he came from and he'll give you the location of his gravesite. So head back into your ship and fly to the unknown grave, which is on another planet in this system. Now just head over and interact with the headstone and extract the glyph and collect the fallen milestone. Next up, we need to make the memory of the void. As before, fly up into space and interact with it to reveal the memory. Then pulse until you see the anomaly detected message and exit pulse. Then have another chat with this big fella. And collect the creation milestone. Next we need to select the eclipse milestone, go to your galaxy map and warp to the destination. Once again you'll see the atlas, head on inside. And go up and speak with him again. And collect the milestone. Rightio, last one. Well done for making it this far. So jump in your ship, exit the Atlas, and we're going to select the final rendezvous and warp to the location. You'll eventually arrive in this system, and you need to fly to this planet. Again, it's a portal, so land, run over, and collect the milestone. This is also the end of Phase 5, so collect the milestone. Now again, before you leave, we've got another community milestone to do, so please run around and scan a few things for the community. Finally, don't forget to check the expedition menu and collect all your milestones, including this main gold expedition one. An awesome job, you now have one of the coolest starships in No Man's Sky. The Starborn Runner. With this ship, all the chicks at the Anomaly will dig you, and your mates will be jealous. Now to get back to the Anomaly, I use my Sentinel ship as it has everything in it that I want to take back. So head on up to the Anomaly, sort through your inventory and decide what you want to take back to your main save, and head on up to the expedition terminal. Now again, as a friendly reminder, if you don't have a lot of Quicksilver, you can just log out here using this terminal and return to your main save. This doesn't end the expedition, you can just swap out. That way you can log in near when the expedition is going to end and collect all the community milestones for free. Now, as I wanted to make this video and I have plenty of Quicksilver, I loaded up the expedition terminal with all the loot that I wanted to take back. And now, I ended the expedition. Now remember viewers, I make the sacrifice of Quicksilver for you. So if it's not too much trouble and you found this guide useful, please drop a like on the vid. And don't forget to subscribe to see more expedition guides and other No Man's Sky content. Once you end the expedition and after the loading screen, you're back on your main save. You can head on over to the expedition terminal and collect all your gear. Once you've done that, go over to the Quicksilver dude and claim your expedition rewards. Now if you want to, you can head up to the appearance modifier and equip your new Atlas backpack and helmet. Anyway, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for sticking with the video this far, and thanks to everyone that's watched it. I really hope this guide made your expedition a little bit easier, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thanks for your support, take it easy, and have a good one. Cheers guys.